What's up, Riftbounders? I'm here with another VOD review, this time for a Kaisa versus Darius matchup in another one of the Runes and Rift tournament VODs that I took. In this matchup, I am playing Reaver's Row, and my opponent is starting off with Trifarian War Camp. So, I guess so far, I was pretty confident going into the Darius matchup because I did practice against myself. But unfortunately, I did lose this best of three, so I'm really trying to figure out what exactly I did wrong here. I actually did face another Darius earlier in the tournament, and was able to win that one pretty convincingly. But this one, I think something definitely wrong happened. I It felt a lot worse than I expected. So let's get into it and see exactly what I did wrong here. So we're starting off the game. I have Pouty Poro, I have Stupefy, Yordle. Against Darius, you really need Falling Star or Hextech Raise early because it can just destroy their tempo. And I think I lose the coin flip, so I'm going second. I get rid of the Powdery Poro and one Stupefy, trying to dig for those spells because I know at least on turn one I can play the Yordle. And I get the Hextech Ray, and I don't even know if this is the correct play here because maybe I do want to get rid of both Stupefies. Mainly because if I play the Pouty Poro turn 1, I would leave one rune up for Hextech Ray, so if they decide to push in with a unit, I could just ray it and it will die. So yeah, I think that that might have been a misplay right off the bat. Um, they turn 1, they play a Seal, and they play a Vanguard Captain. Okay, so I guess I don't really get too punished by this. Okay, I do kind of get punished because now they can get 2 points. But because they have 3 units, even if I did Hextech Ray, they would still be able to get 2 points. So I guess it was fine getting rid of the Poro here. And let's see, why am I taking so long to ready up? So I mean, like, obviously I just keep with the game plan, play the Lecturing Yordle, and to be fair, I am going up against one of the best starts possible as the Darius. So I can see why this game was a lot. I guess this best of three, I did struggle as I did. But yeah, well, let's see how it keeps going. Because I don't think they got Hook super early. If they did get Hook, I mean, it's pretty hard to beat. They get the 2 points here. Oh, they do they do get the Hook actually, and then they hook the Captain. And what did they get? Do they get the Matron? They get another captain, which is not the worst. Could be. I mean, it's not the worst for me. If it was a matron, I think I'd be royally screwed. But now I can play a Kaisa. I go into war camp with the Yordle. Fortunately, I only go to 1 point. If I go to, I guess realistically, I could accelerate the Kaisa in for 2. But that, what is a recruit is just gonna go back, and they can just come back later on to kill my Kaisa. So on my opponent's turn, what is it? They send all their recruits to the right, kills off my Yordle because everything gets buffed, and or do I get to kill 2? Oh, I actually do Hextech Ray, one of them, just to use up the last rune in my hand. I don't know if that's really that worth. The thing is, if I Hextech Ray the captain, if it goes in, and they want to try to like hook onto the captain, I can't even kill the captain with a Ray. So it might have been even better to save the Ray, and if they tried to hook one of the recruits, I could at least deny the hook. So yeah, I think they actually do hook onto the recruit here, and try to fish for a unit. And what do they get off of that? Or no, do they hook onto the recruit? No. Sorry. I misinterpreted. They leave the recruit there, and it's because my Hextech Ray killed the recruit, so they hook onto the captain and they fetch a matron, which is pretty bad. I mean, the other worst thing is Draven, but they get the matron, they spawn a bunch of tokens, and now I am faced with a board, a very big board. I think even if I had a Cathian Rain next turn, it would be hard to come back. I feel like this game is already over. So yeah, I stupefy the matron, and I probably stupefy the captain and try to falling star it. Or no, I don't even. I just clear off the left side. Did I really need to do this? Because I could have just pushed in and see if my opponent leaves. Well, they're not going to leave the dangerous duel because they only have one rune up. The only thing Darius could play with one rune is cleave. So I could have just sent in Kaisa. I didn't have to falling star onto the dangerous duel. I could have, I guess, unless I want to burn the stupefy, I would have to do this. The stupefy, actually, there's a neat thing you could do with stupefy is I could stupefy a unit that my opponent is running baited hook on and reduce the chance that they pull something like a matron. So, or like just eliminate the chance that they pull a matron. So I think I don't know if I think I had the stupefies earlier. I feel like could I have stupefied their hook? No, this time I was out. Yeah, if I didn't use the what is it called? The if I didn't use the Hextech Ray. Oh, but the thing is they moved the captain to Trifarian War Camp. So even if I stupefied it, it'd go to 3 and it would have pulled out the captain anyway. So I guess saving the stupefy for the hook would not have changed the outcome here. I do get the draw onto Kaisa, pulling in a Darius, which is good, but I don't have enough runes to play it, so I'm forced to play a Yordle. And then I think at this point, like my opponent just takes over because they're ahead in points. They got so much value. They got the war camp. They hook onto a captain at 4 again. So it's not like I think the only thing I would have here is maybe smoke screening it if I saved up an extra rune. Maybe play the sentry instead of the Yordle. Oh, but then I wouldn't have the smoke screen. And yeah, so they fetch a Draven, and at this point, game is pretty much over. I don't even know. Do I concede? I do Rain. I do play the Acathian Rain. I stupefy the Darius to get a clean Rain, and it leaves my opponent with only the Draven, which I suppose is manageable for now because I do have the smokescreen if the Draven decides to come in. But they do play the Matron. They get the captain back, and they hook the captain into another Matron. So they, like, I think if they could not rebuild their board, if they didn't have the Matron here, if they didn't have any units in hand, they do have a few cards, so they definitely do have some units. But yeah, if they somehow bricked, I could come back, mainly because they had nothing, but then they just rebuilt the board. They clear my Yordle. At this point, their Draven is at 11 might. So even if I Falling Star Stupefy, I Falling Star into Smokescreen doesn't even kill it. I would need like another Acathian Rain somehow, and then try to go over with Darius plus 2 cleaves. But yeah, no, I have nothing, and my opponent had Grand Stratagem, so they were gonna end the game next turn. So lost the game 1. I think my opponent had pretty strong start with the hook. So usually you can't really. I don't even know how well I could have played to beat that. I'm trying to, because even if I use the stupefies for the hooks, it wouldn't have mattered because they had the Trifarian War Camp. So game 2, I pull out the Dreaming Tree, which only benefits Darius if they play the Hidden Blade on their own units. And my opponent pulls out the Candlelit Sanctum, which is good for digging for hook. And I have, what did I have? I have Stupefy, some card, Ravenbloom, and Cleave. What is the card? Oh, Yordle. I feel like Stupefy, Yordle, Ravenbloom, Cleave. I might even get rid of Yordle and Cleave here and keep the Stupefy and Ravenbloom. Because Cleave, usually, like, if they're playing tokens, you don't really need Cleave to go over anything. Kaisa actually clears out a lot of their units without the Cleave. So I think keeping the Stupefy and Ravenbloom would have been best. So I think I made a mistake here when mulliganing. I did get the Smokescreen and the Sentry, which is... The Smokescreen is good, the Sentry is not. Play Ravenbloom turn 1, my opponent plays the Faithful Manufacturer. I send the Ravenbloom to Candlelit, and what do I see at the top of my deck here? I got a Watcher and a Stupefy. Both are pretty good. I mean, I could just keep both, right? Like if I need the Stupefy again, I do get rid of the Stupefy, toss the Watcher, and at this point, I like the other option is play Kaisa, but the thing is my hand is so bad. I have no I have cleaves, and 2 sentries. And so if I don't play the sentries now, I'm never gonna get value with them. So I might as well play them. I play the sentries down, and my opponent what do they do here? They play a Vayne. Okay. They play a Seal into the Vayne, and Vayne comes in with 5. I think what I could have done potentially is I could have only played one sentry and saved up one for the smokescreen. But yeah, I don't really know what these two sentries are used here for. Like obviously I can like cleave both the sentries next turn and take both battlefields, but is it really worth playing the extra sentry and letting the Raven Bloom die here? Because I haven't used my Kaisa Legend ability. If just kept one sentry in hand, saved the two for smokescreen, I would have killed the Vayne for free essentially. Like they would have to hidden blade my student if they wanted to get anything. So they kill my student. I think playing the second sentry here was actually a mistake. I should have just left it up. But the thing is, if I left it up, my opponent would assume that I would have maybe like a Hextech Ray, a smokescreen, or something. So they may not have even gone into the Candlelit Sanctum. But the good thing is I would deny them at least a point there, because right now they go in Vayne, they play a Hidden Blade, I guess, and they get the other point. So, knowing that they had the Hidden Blade for that with that too, like if I just left the Raven Bloom there, left two up, they would go in with Vayne, maybe to Candlelit, and then they would have be forced to Hidden Blade my student, which is fine because I need the cards. I have nothing good in hand, and that would be not too bad for me. I mean, the other option, they could have just sent the Vayne to the Dreaming Tree, play the Hidden Blade there. That's also pretty good for them. But the issue is if they do that, they'll be stuck at 1 point. But right now I gave them 2 points. So that is not ideal. Not ideal at all. Because and then like later on I could have just cleaved the recruit into Dreaming Tree, and obviously they'll probably kill their Vayne with the Hidden Blade. Unless they want to kill the recruit, which is a terrible trade, I think. Yeah, so now I'm in the spot where I have 2 sentries. I actually sent both of them in over here. I don't know if that's correct. Was my idea to just kill the Vayne? But the thing is, if I send both of them, they would trade, and I'd only be able to get 1 point. Like, realistically, I could get 2 points here. I could send one into Candlelit and maybe cleave it, and then I could send the other one into the other one and cleave it as well, and then play Kaisa unaccelerated base, and that would have drawn me a card because I would have gotten cleave onto the Dreaming Tree. So my opponent Hidden Blades one of my sentries, which is fine because I could just cleave the other one. I do draw into a Hextech Ray, which is obviously better. And right now, I think like that was actually should my opponent have just killed their Vayne? Because then I don't draw any cards. But because of that, I drew 3 cards. And now I have a significant card advantage. My opponent has 1 card. So I go to 2. And then I have this. I have Kaisa. I play it unaccelerated in base. Because why? Why do I leave it unaccelerated in base? They just use their Vayne. I think what I should have done is I actually should have accelerated it, sent it in, killed the Faithful Manufacturer, and then I guess my opponent could somehow, they could play Darius and then play a cleave to go over my Kaisa. But that's not even like that bad. I just go in with Watcher next turn. I think it was actually, what is it? I'm at 5, 6. And then if I accelerate the Kaisa, I'd only go to 7 next turn. So I guess I can't accelerate the Watcher. So maybe my play is, because my opponent, at best, they go to, can they even accelerate Darius with 1 rune? I don't know. I feel like the play here was send Kaisa in, go to 3, and then force my opponent to maybe trade into it or like have some miracle way to get Darius. I guess they would have to seal Darius to activate it, I think. So yeah, I pass it back to my opponent. They go to 3 points. They play a Kaisa. Yeah, I guess like what they would have done is they might have traded the Trifarian Glory Seeker and the Recruit in base into the Kaisa, and then they send their own Kaisa in to get a Conqueror. But now they just send their Glory Seeker to Candlelit. Okay. Yeah. I guess another option they could have done is instead of going into Dreaming Tree, they could have sent the Glory Seeker to Candlelit anyway, and then just like forfeit a point. But now they go up to 4, which I could have denied that. And then they pass it back. At this point, what can I do? I can play Watcher. Watcher doesn't do anything though, because it's if I could play Watcher and Falling Star, that would be better. But I'm off. So I think I could send Kaisa in to handle it. Try to get a card draw. Like they're not gonna have anything. Yeah, I sent Kaisa in. And what do I get? Well, I think one of them is a Pouty Poro and the other one's a Raven Bloom. Both are not great. I think I really want Darius here. So I get rid of them. I draw into a Stupefy. I Stupefy the Kaisa. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's good. I draw into a Falling Star, which allows me to clear those two. And then I literally have nothing. I maybe I should have just I guess I needed the Stupefy to do that play. So yeah, I have nothing here. And but the good thing is if my opponent comes in with a Darius, I do have a lot of actions or reactions. I have Smokescreen. I have Hextech Ray. Opponent plays the baited hook. They send the guy in. And are they going to hook it? Are they going to hook it? Oh, they play the Spectral Matron from hand. And what does that summon? It summons the Trifarian Glory Seeker. They hook it. And honestly, yeah, I'm pretty sure I smokescreen it here. Yeah, I smokescreen it. So they can only get anything with 2 might out. And what do they get? They get a Faithful Manufacturer. So maybe if they play if I didn't smokescreen it, they could send out another Matron. They could send out a Draven, which would be pretty bad. So maybe smokescreening is fine. They did hit the better unit even after I smokescreened it. So I didn't really punish them too hard with that. And we're back to me. I'm at 4. I go back with Kaisa. I feel like at this point, it's like I'm back to 8. So I can't really do much. And I only have a Sentry in hand. So I wonder what the play here is. Maybe Hextech Ray onto the Recruit and then Falling Star onto the backline just so my opponent has fewer items to hook. I think I play the Watcher unaccelerated and Ray the thing. Like, is this even worth? Because they just still get 2 points next turn. So they send in the Recruit. They send in those over there. They go to 7. And now what? What's the play here? They have a lot of runes up. They play 5, play a Darius. And now what? They kill the Faithful Manufacturer. And they summon a Vanguard Captain. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad for me. And they pass it to me. So I'm at 8. I can go in with a Watcher and clear, assuming they have nothing. I don't think they shouldn't have anything, right? Like if I just play a Watcher, everything goes to almost nothing. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can clear with a Watcher on that side. Well, I think I cleared the Kaisa here, and I cleared that with Watcher. We're at 7. I go to 6. They play. I think at this point, there's no way they win this, right? Like, yeah. There's no way. Yeah. There's no way they can win this because they don't have. There's no way they can come back from that point. So we go into game 3. Obviously, I side in my 2 Acathian Rains. My starting hand is Acathian Rain, Noxus Hopeful, Darius Smokescreen. I think Smokescreen. I definitely keep the Rain. And I feel like the Darius is okay to keep. Just because it can be an answer to their Darius. But I get rid of it. I guess I keep the Smokescreen because I'm like, oh, I'll greet it for the hook. But I don't know. I feel like it's got rid of Smokescreen and Hopeful. Maybe. And then I draw into a Time Warp and a Watcher, which is kind of bad. My starting hand is really bad, actually. And all I have... okay. I pass... I pass my turn 1 with 3 runes up because I didn't hit anything. I think maybe removing the Pouty Poros was a mistake. I did have the Yordles, though, so I don't know. Yeah, my opponent sends in this Faithful... what is it? Dangerous Duel. They get a point. They play the Hook and Seal. They hook into a Manufacturer, which is honestly, like, kind of pretty meh. And what do? Oh, that's because I play the smoke screen. I play a smoke screen, and that prevents them from hooking something good. So I didn't really get punished by holding the smoke screen, but I think I'm not sure. I think maybe there was a way I could have mulliganed that better. So at this point, they have the faithful manufacturer, and I, I mean, one option I could do is I could just send the Kaisa in to Zon Warrens to draw some cards, get rid of some useless things like probably the cleave, and that way I would sort of fix my hand, I think. But the only downside is I won't. My Kaisa could potentially die if they have a vein. Like they could play Darius too, because they could play Darius and then hook and then trigger the Darius. So I guess not accelerating Kaisa here is correct. So they send the faithful, they get 2 points. And then what happens here? They play the Darius anyway. They hook the manufacturer and they get a Draven, which is pretty bad. So okay. I think I played that turn fine by not going in, and now I'm at 7. Shouldn't I just Icathian Rain here? What do? I send Kaisa in. Okay. I send Kaisa in, I draw into a Falling Star, and I play Icathian Rain. Is it better to Icathian Rain here or double Falling Star? Icathian Rain puts me behind 2 runes. Double Falling Star puts me behind 3. So I guess it is better to Icathian Rain. And now my opponent has nothing up. I have 1 rune. Also, I'm 1 rune down though. So they have all that. They play a Kaisa. Do they have cleave? No, they go into Zon. So they draw a lot of cards, or they fix their hand significantly. And we're in this state where they have a Kaisa and a Trifarian. I feel like, what do? I only have enough for Watcher unaccelerated. I wonder if the play is to just clear both of these with Falling Star. Because they have 4 cards in hand. If I double Falling Star here, I do 1 Falling Star. I only do 1 Falling Star? No, that can't be right. That can't be right. No. There's something wrong. I need to do double Falling Star. Wait, why did I only Falling Star 1? Falling Star for Glory Seeker? That is... Okay. I mean, they play another Draven in base. Which... And then they retreat the Kaisa. And then they play the guy. The Vanguard Captain. And now... Yeah, I'm in a pretty bad spot. They're ahead by so many points here. I think and then like obviously I could go to do some time warp shenanigans, but having 2 time warps here is kind of useless. And the issue is I need to get rid of those units, and that Draven just only gets bigger. So I send the Kaisa in, I draw a recall or retreat, I discard a smokescreen. That can't be right. That can't be right, because that Draven is at 8 right now. I guess I can't kill it. No. Discarding the smokescreen cannot be right here. I discard the smokescreen? Wait, I thought I discarded a time warp. No? Oh, I draw the smokescreen. And I discard the time warp, right? Right. Okay, I go in. And now what? Oh, I think I use the smokescreen. Okay. I was like, yeah, I used the smokescreen. No, don't tell me. I Falling Star the Draven. I don't know about that one. That one was a weird play. I feel like, okay. And now my opponent has all these. Should I be reinforcing my guys on the Kaisa? I guess I could get stratagem punished if I reinforced. I am down to 6 runes though, so if I want to use that time warp, it's going to come out in 2 turns, which is kind of long. But I'm probably playing like a Watcher soon. So my opponent goes to 6. I probably... Yeah, there's nothing I can do here. And then they can just go in for a final push on the next turn. So I'm forced to reinforce this side. And then, do they stratagem me? Is that what happens? They build up. Ah, there it is. They have the stratagem. And that should be... Oh, my VOD died. Let's... Yeah, so they just stay in base. They play the stratagem. And that is over for me. Okay, so I think what went wrong here was the Acathian Rain turn. Because let's suppose Acathian Rain there was a little overkill, right? Where is the Acathian Rain turn? I think it's this turn. So they have this. If I use double falling star here, so I go in, I get the two falling stars. The two falling stars is enough to kill the Darius and the Draven, and it lets me save a Cathian Rain later when they do sort of like, because I think the issue is falling star is a little less flexible than rain because the Cathian Rain puts smaller damage pieces. So if I do double falling star here, I would go down to 4, and then I can't Acathian Rain until 2 turns later. So I would go down to 4 instead of 5, and then my opponent would dump their hand. They would play Kaisa, and they would play a Trifarian Glory Seeker. So I would not be at 7. I'd be at 6 right now. And what would be my play here at 6? I guess I would just play Ravenbloom and pass. So let's say I Ravenbloom and pass. Next turn, my opponent, they have the Glory Seeker, they have the Kaisa, they have Draven. So they essentially have 3 more might on the table. And now if I play the Acathian Rain, I'm at 4. Yeah, I'd only be at 7 here. Or no, I wouldn't be at 7. I'd be at 8. And if I play a Acathian Rain, I would be able to kill the Draven, the Kaisa, and I would leave up 3 might, 3 might, 1 might, 1 might. Which is fine because I don't have to use the smoke screen, I think. And then if it was 3 might, 3 might, 1 might, 1 might, I would have to... Their only outs at that point is if they hook into another Draven or into a Matron. And then I would still... I guess the issue is I wouldn't have, like, many units on board. But... yeah, I'm not sure. Raining there was fine because it's, like, a 1 for 2. But... okay, I think the main mistake here was whatever this was, whatever this double falling star play was over here. Not this one. Yeah, over here, I don't think double falling star was. I don't think single falling star was a play. I think double falling star potentially, because right now, if let's say I don't use my falling stars, then my opponent would just kill their Glory Seeker. They get something else, and they would dump like. They would still dump the Draven. If I just cleared out the Glory Seeker and the Kaisa, they would only have Draven and the Vanguard Captain. And they wouldn't be at 5 points. They'd be at 4. So that gives me at least a little bit more. Because right now, this allows them to just get 1 point onto the left side and go to 6. And then push for a stratagem. So... Maybe that was the play. Maybe it was a double falling star on that one turn because I had nothing else. I couldn't develop in base. So yeah, this one's a bit tricky. I guess it did go to 3 games, but I feel like there was definitely something wrong in that last game. I would say my main takeaways for this is that the Cathian Rain is fine to use on... I think it was fine to use on the Darius and the Draven there, but there's no reason to falling star just to kill one Glory Seeker. Like, even though I know that they're probably not going to hook their Kaisa, so I'm taking away their hook target, like, they're just going to play another unit next turn and then hook that anyway. I honestly, there's probably something else I might have been missing too, but if anyone notices that, please let me know in the comments, because I'm at a bit of a loss to what I could have done a little bit better on that last game. Obviously, the mulliganing, I think, could have been a bit better. So yeah, that's something that could have been improved on. All right. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Thanks for watching.